Okay, and welcome back now to the third video in a series about Drive Thru Windows, and we've moved on from videos 1 and 2 where we show about the manual repairs and the massive improvements and benefits that we've given to the existing drive-thru setups and how we've improved those. This is the next phase. You can see running behind me on both two restaurants we've got live and operational where we've fully automated the windows, and they're huge benefits again. So the next step, very hygienic, takes away all the aggravation, opening and closing the windows, makes them very easy to use, very easy for the staff to operate, and of course they look very professional for the customers. We're going to go on and show you the case histories of each one now, and they're slightly different, but there are distinct differences, and I'm going to explain what they're about right now. So in this first clip, we're showing you this restaurant where there's a slight sill, a recess on the inside, and that you can see from the clip that's going on. The staff are approaching the window, the window triggers open, and then obviously access is easy. We're showing you both views from inside and outside at the same time. So ideally, so that you can get the full picture. You can see what the customer sees, what the customer experiences, as well as how the staff use it and how they experience it. So as you can see, this particular setup is really nice because as the staff approach the window with their hands full, the windows just open easily for them. So it's completely hygienic. There's no need to touch and handle the windows anymore. So there's no transfer of bacteria or dirt or grime. And it's very simple, you know, and it's very speedy as well. There's no delay on having to open the window, then pick up your goods and your products and pass them through the window. And this particular branch, we've got this one set up with a time delay as well. So once the window's been triggered to open, there's a timer that runs for a specified time, and we've worked with the restaurant to accommodate them to work, you know, in a time zone that's best for them, that they're comfortable with. And then once they step out of the sensor area, the window's then shut. So nice and simple, and it gives them the optimal time. The addition of that timer also gives them the benefit of being able to have that extra little bit of time when the customers want something else. They need an extra straw, or they need some extra ketchup or a sauce or something. So you can also see from this next section here that what's ideal about it is that, you know, if the operator inside the restaurant needs to talk to the customer for any length of time, hopefully you can see that here, you know, there's no problem. It's very easy for the operator to stand there and talk to the customer. Customers sometimes have concerns or problems, or, you know, they didn't order what they thought they wanted, or they got something different to what they really thought they were ordering. You know the problems. And then of course, you know, as soon as they move out of the way of the window shuts. Again, it's just very easy, and it's very professional looking as well for the customer. And then of course you've got that extra security. The security is such that the window is shut most of the time. Instead of the staff leaving the windows open longer than we really would like them to be open, as soon as there's nobody there, the window's just shut. And of course that's good for your air conditioning and your temperature control as well. Not so bad during the nicer, warmer times of the year, but of course during inclement weather and the colder periods, you know, we don't want the windows open necessarily any longer than they have to be. We've also got a short clip here showing you a bird's eye view, if you like, or a real-time view from a customer's car. So we've attached a camera to a car, and we're running around in the drive-through lane, and we just wanted to show you what things look like as we approach the windows, so you can see them in real time. Hopefully this gives you a better idea as well. So you can see the windows open as we approach on this one, and as the staff literally lean through the window, it's very easy. It's so smooth, it just makes operations simple. As you can see, the staff move away from the window. There's a timer that runs, but if the timer hasn't elapsed, the window will stay open. And of course, you know, the staff can then continue to pass items and products through the window with no problem whatsoever. Once that timer is then elapsed, after the staff move out of the way of the window, then the window will shut. So nice control, much better. And again, you can see nice and easy. This is what the customer's actually seeing. So it's very easy, customer's away there. And there we are. That's what the customer actually sees.
So let's take a look at and a reminder of the existing stainless steel canopy system that you've got with the heater inside. This is the one that we're all familiar with, and the next picture shows you the view inside and what the carriage bracket looks like underneath the canopy. So that's how it's mounted, that's how it's used and displayed like that. And this is the real reason behind a lot of your failures, is the rust and the decay of the pulley wheels and the track that's in there, and the rusted metal on metal that just binds together. Such a problem, real nightmare.
Okay, so I want to show you why you have so many problems now. This is a track that's failed, and you can see this carriage bracket's moving okay on this side, but this one, it's virtually seized up, solid. It's very difficult to move, and the poor old staff have to push and pull the doors backwards and forwards that we would normally be hanging from down here. And the reason is that you can see that this is an aluminium angle section. Let's just turn that around so you can see it. So this is a very simple aluminium section, which is not very robust. But then you've got a lot of ferrous metal in here. This is steel, and you've got a steel pulley wheel. This one's actually working still, but you can see how rusty and corroded they get. And of course, the carriage brackets on these old carriage system are just literally steel wheels, and they're running on a steel track. So steel wheels running on a steel track, metal on metal, it's going to be bad. It's not going to wear very well. And eventually they rust and corrode, and they start binding, and they start eating into each other. And that's why this bracket is virtually unmovable, which is a real shame. And that's why you have so much trouble with the old system. And this, of course, is what we're changing. But that's the crux of the problem. This one's got the belt missing. These tiny little clamps here fail, and the belts quite often come off, and then you lose security on your windows as well. But that's what the problem is.
So this is what the new track looks like when it's installed inside the existing canopy housing area, and this shows exactly that it can fit inside, which is ideal. And you can see as we lift the canopy down, once we put the canopy back up, the old canopy will still hinge down for access and servicing issues, to make adjustments, and for regular maintenance. But you can see now that the new stuff, the new track, is so much more robust, much more suited to the heavy-handed use that you're going to get with your drive-through windows. Carriage brackets are absolutely huge because it's the full-size track that we use on your main entrance doors. It's very, very strong, much better suited to cope with the heavy wear that we see on your drive-through windows. Any ferrous metals are bright zinc plated, so there's no rusting issues, and then of course everything else is aluminium, so very strong, very robust. So now this is what the new canopy and housing looks like once you have your window automated. We take down the old stainless steel heater housing, and the new system, the new track, then has its own hingeable lid which can lift up for servicing and access issues. And then we tidy up and trim off the area around the old stainless steel housing, just because the area around it was a little bit messy and untidy. It just makes it a lot nicer and makes it much more finished. So this is the controls that we use for manual override of your automated windows, and they're literally one push button, one above the other, and they can be thumped with a hand or an elbow for convenient use if you've got your arms full. The lower push button is the one that we use to make the window go open and stay open, and it will stay open all day unless that's cancelled. You can probably tell that they are the traditional type of push pad that we use outside the old power assisted doors. The upper push pad is the one that we use to cancel that. So one button to make the window open and stay open, and the other button cancels that hold open facility. It can be done from the control pad as well, but this is very simple, very easy for staff to use. And this is the mode control switch that we use, which is fitted on the lid of the drive-through window, and this is where you would change your mode setting. Very rarely need to change this, but it has a nice LCD digital display, very easy to use, and if there's any faults or problems, you'll get an error message or a code displayed, as you can see up here. It also displays the phone number to call for the service department if you need help or assistance. Obviously, a technical support available 24 hours a day. But this is the easy way to control it. But you shouldn't need to touch this on a day-to-day basis, really.
Okay, so in this next section, it's a similar activation. So staff approach the window triggers open, and leaves it open for a time period. But this one's slightly different. This window is actually flush on the inside with the wall internally. So there's very little in terms of gap and space between the window and staff operating, as you can see from the pictures here. If you notice, this particular unit has got an additional sensor at the top, right at the top of the window. Hopefully you can see that there. It's a silver unit. You'll see the arrow pointing to it there. And that is the sensor that triggers the window to open. In addition to that, you've got the photo cells or the infrared beam at a lower level, at waist height, so that as the staff stand in the path of that beam, that's what keeps the window open in a similar way to the other one. But because we haven't got that recess, we've added some additional framing sections just to bring a bit of distance between the window and the sensors. In addition to these sensors and the automatic activation and trigger of these windows, we've got a manual override on these windows as well. So we use 2 buttons, and the buttons give literally a manual activation. So hit one button with your fist or your elbow. It's very easy to do, very robust. Keeps the window open until such times as you're ready for it to shut. And then you can hit another button above it. Very simple. It's just not complicated in any way, shape or form. And then that allows the window to shut. Again, so we've just come through the drive-through lane again here. So you can see the customer's view. It's a shame we've pixelated the folks' faces just to protect their privacy and their modesty. Not everyone's foolish enough like me to turn up on camera, but it's a shame because they're all very happy, cheery people. I can only say thank you to everyone, all the staff involved. They were great fun, really nice folks, nice people to serve at the windows as well. But yeah, so you can see it's very easy. Again, you know, if I were a typical customer, you know, I'd be needing to talk to the staff, and you know, maybe I've ordered the wrong thing, or I didn't really mean what I ordered, and now the ladies or the operators able to talk me through it, talk me down, and give me what I actually really wanted. Order's finished, and then the customer can pull away from the window in a normal way. So you know, what's nice about this is that when the window's shut, it's quite clear to the customer on the outside that the operator's finished internally, or you know, they've gone away to get something else. It's very professional, and like I say, totally hygienic and great for air climate control as well. Okay, so now you're wondering, how long does all this equipment take to fix? Well, if we're changing over the running gear, and here's one that was completely dead. You can see it's buckled in a terrible way. This one even had a window that literally fell apart, came apart of the joints. So that's a very common situation. And there's another one here. This bracket, this carriage bracket for one of the windows, literally seized up, rusted, rotten, bitten itself into the steel track that's rusty. Terrible. So we changed that, as you've seen on previous videos, we changed that over for this new, much heavier duty track system with a great big carriage brackets, great big chunky belt. You're looking at 2 to 3 hours maximum to change over. If it's just a carriage bracket, we reuse your old window, 2 to 3 hours. So that's that. If we're changing new windows and the new carriage bracket system, that's a lot quicker. We can do it all at the same time. It's much easier to adapt onto the new windows because they're much stronger. Then you're looking at 2 to 3 hours again for the whole lot together. But if we're changing just the windows, you're looking at 2 to 3 hours to incorporate onto the old running track system. So that's for your new windows. After that, then we're going to want to consider the automation equipment that can fit onto the new heavy duty track. But the automation equipment involves some additional work. We need a motor, very powerful German Dunker motor. We've got 2 of these big heavy duty push pads, 8 extra sensors across the window, possibly an extra sensor above the window depending on your configuration type. And you're looking at 2 to 3 hours again, probably closer to 3 hours for the automation equipment. So those are your timings, but we can tell you all about what you need and what else is necessary. Plus, if you're going to go fully automatic, then we have to take down the heater canopy, the existing stainless steel heater canopy, because it just isn't room up there. There's just not enough room to fit all the equipment. Okay, so after that, we're going to trim off around the new housing, make it all smart and tidy, make it look really smart, because we want it nice and clean, easy to clean down as well, nice and hygienic again. So those are your times, and remember, a survey is what you need to find out what's next. Okay, so there we are. That's the new and improved, fully automatic, fantastic, very exciting drive-through windows. I can't tell you how much benefit there is to it. We've got some really great comments from the staff and from the these two restaurants, which are franchise restaurants, from the owners, truly fantastic. I couldn't have been more pleased. It's going very well. We'll be able to report back over coming months of additional restaurants and any updates and improvements again. So the next thing to do now is to find out if we can do these for you. It's practically impossible to not have these. It's taken us a lot of time and a lot of development working out what's the best way to do it, the best equipment to use and the best configurations. If you'd like to know more information, we can tell you exactly what you can and can't have. There are restrictions with this stuff, so you know we can advise you about that. But if you'd like a survey, we can come in and check over your existing drive-through running kit and your equipment, and then we can tell you, what's the best way to go about it. And then, of course, we can give you costs and a proposal for upgrades and improvements. Most of your business is coming through your drive-through windows, and you can't have better than fully automated windows. It speeds up service so much, and it's so beneficial to each restaurant. If you give us a call on the number that's shown on your screen right now, then we can book you in for a site visit and a survey at no cost, of course. Or email us on the email address that you're seeing on the screen right now, and again we'll arrange to come in and carry out a survey, and then we can give you your relevant information. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Keep in touch, and we'll keep you updated as well about new developments and the next thing that's coming. And like I say, hope that you found this really helpful, and if you did, please do give us a call, because I know we can make improvements to your equipment.